All right, so here, this is 416 St. Joseph Place. This is still New York, but you kind of can't tell that it's fully New York because you have stuff like that you would never actually see in the normal New York. So let's take a look. Come. They want $605,000 or something for this. The thing that's attractive about this house is that they have some... I'll put a picture down below. There's this really nice backyard area, but it's kind of like the living room that opens to the backyard that has full sunlight, because where I live right now, I have almost no sunlight in my apartment, and it gets very depressing. But this one has that, which is nice. I don't really spend my whole day in an office. I like to spend it in a living room area. It has a nice front yard. What are your thoughts?
I don't know how the back looks like, but the front just looks boring. Can you have any more red and white in one front?
I like the way the yard looks in the front. It's definitely a well taken care of yard. It's just that whole 605,000 thing. Like, I think it's fine. You just got to knock like 100K off.
Also, I don't like the fact that you cannot have a privacy fence of any sort here.
Why not?
No place over here has a full-blown fence.
Yeah.
You see?
I think it's nice. I just think they got to cut out that whole 605,000 thing.
How much would you offer?
Like 400K.
Oh no, they don't.
Maybe 300.
350.
350.
50% off. Oh gosh.
We'll see. Corona economy,
Go
Erica.
to the next one.
Corona economy. But look, like, I don't think I've ever actually seen a Trump sign on any lawn in my life in New York City. That's crazy. It's almost, this isn't even really New York.
Okay.
I guess it kind of is,
So
technically.
this was actually your top pick for today, right?
This was the second top pick. No, because the one that I really liked was the one that had the vaulted entrance way with the double doors. I swear, it looks like something out of Vagrant Story. One of my favorite PlayStation games.
We'll see it. You guys will also see my top pick as well. We're going to be going there.
All right. So we make an offer here of like, what, 250 did I say?
You can make an offer at 250. How come, so from 600 something thousand, you only want to offer them 250? And this is your second top pick.
Corona economy, Erica. Corona economy.
No.
It's fair.
No.
All right. We'll keep it. All right. So this is one of Erica's preferred masterpieces. She calls this the castle. I'm not the biggest fan of this one just because the rooms on the inside were not really, I don't know, it just wasn't, there's nothing in it that really peeked out like the other one. The other one had that one living space area that was really open to sunlight. This one has an amazing outside. Like, the outside of it does look like a castle. You got this epic, walkway that swerves up until that door that kind of looks medieval, and it also has a really large lot, so you get a gigantic front yard and also a gigantic backyard. However, across the street you get big BOA. See that big boa? That is a dilapidated dump.
The colors look okay.
It's not really a bad neighborhood by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not nearly as nice as that other neighborhood.
Show that house.
What?
Look at your next door neighbors, though. Your next door neighbors will look perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You're just hyper-focusing on the boarded up one.
Because it's right in front of you.
Yeah, but at least you don't have house envy.
And also, I don't care about house envy. Also, the other one was more like a dead-end street. It had, the street itself was larger. Like, this one just feels more claustrophobic. This street just kind of more reminds me of being in Brooklyn again. The other one actually felt like you're out into the suburbs where there's space. And this just kind of feels like you're back in Brooklyn. But this is a gigantic plot of land, so it's definitely worth getting an open house on this one. Also, the other one, they were asking $608. This one, they're only asking $574.
It's cheaper.
I know. So, like, when I offer $200...
No. And then this one has a theater room. If you look inside, it has a very beautiful kitchen. It looks a lot better than Lewis's choice. Look at Lewis's choice. Look at my choice. You'll see what I like versus what he likes. And everybody who says that I have... there's not a house that I like. I really like this one. It looks like something off
We can't buy this one because of a dog. We can't buy this one because of a bird.
No, actually, I like this one.
The funny thing is, we drove through one of the top 3 highest crime neighborhoods in New York City on the way here. Mm-hmm. And Erica did not notice all the dilapidated buildings, crime, any of that. She heard a bird chirping and she was saying, we can't buy this one because of that damn bird. And it's like, really? Of all the things you noticed driving through here, it's the fucking bird.
No, it was a large parrot squawking, and I said that I felt so bad for the people who are living nearby because large parrots make such loud
We have
noises.
3 cats. Let Clinton outside for a day. It'll go away.
So yeah, the reason why I like this place too is, like he said, there is a large area, right? And you also have the ability to build a privacy fence if you really want to, versus the one that you like, people don't have fences. See, you can actually gate this thing all around the property.
The other thing is the backyard in this one was so big. The front, honestly, you could just build a second house where this one is.
Let's walk it.
All right.
Walk it. So I was telling him how I would really like to garden over here.
Yeah, you could have a gigantic garden on this house.
Yeah.
I'd probably.
Look, there's your 2-car garage. See the 2-car garage in the back? You can see it peeking out.
I could have in progress buffeting and working buffeting.
Yeah, and it goes straight to the 2-car garage. It's pretty. It's pretty.
I gotta say, not terrible.
Yeah, let's go to an
But
open
still,
house for this.
I don't know. It's just, again, it's just a street in the field of the neighborhood. I like the other one. There's more to it than that. But it's most certainly worth an open house for sure. I'll add it to the list of ones to have an open house. Check out my battery, by the way. Look at that. Refurbished. I balanced my cells, Eric. I have an additional 4 amp hours than when I did before. I opened it up and charged all 14 banks of my power supply. And look, there's a piece of bubble wrap over here. So you got your bubble wrap. You got a bunch of bungee cords. So, I mean, that doesn't spell safety. I don't know what does. You have that, and you have your normal battery right down there. It's beautiful. That's Erica's seat.
I know.
Erica has way more padding than my seat does. But my seat's got the groin air conditioner. See that?
Oh.
It cools your taint. Now, look, it's an actual mesh. And it has the air flowing through the bottom, and it's like an air conditioner.
Oh, and also, I approve of all the trees here.
There are a lot of trees here.
There are. Look up. Scroll up. See all the trees?
Yeah.
When you stand over here, you can see all the trees moving, and it looks very serene and peaceful.
So this is what the garage area looks like. It's got the nice little. It's got a 2-car garage. The garage is separate from the house. A bit of a pain in the ass, but like when you get this much space, is it really something to even care about or complain about?
And look, even the side looks pretty. It's huge.
Yeah, the place is large. Just it's a lot of small rooms. But the house next to it doesn't really look that great.
Castle is the #1 pick.
The castle is the #1 pick, as you say.
I like how it's a straight shoot to the driveway. A number of these homes that we see, it doesn't have such a wide open area.
I also don't see any air conditioners sticking out of the window, which means it may have either a mini split system or central air, which would be really nice. Central air is much nicer than having an AC in every room.
And look at the top. It looks like there's an attic or something on top of the garage. See it? That small little window. And then I like how it has a gate. So
that's where the person that does maintenance on my buffet gets to sleep.
But I like how it has a gate, so that way if you have a car or a buffet, you can protect it. Versus, a lot of these garages that I see, you can just walk up the driveway.
Erica, do you call this protection?
Well, it's better than nothing.
Erica, when I was 7 years old, I was climbing those fences to get into my neighbor's yard and mess with shit.
It's better than nothing. That's all I'm
No,
gonna say.
it's really not. Because you'll think that's security when it's not.
And you know how you know this is a good neighborhood? Look, it has a little Christmas tree.
The only thing that fence is keeping out is Oreo.
Oh, whatever. Let's get going.
Yeah. But the neighborhood itself just isn't as nice as the other one. Like the other one, you have, I don't know if it's just having the grass in between the houses or if it's not having as many shingle shacks. Alright, so there was just a fight over there, and now those people took their shirts off and they're beating each other up in the middle of the street. So... yeah. Score -1 for Erica's house.
Yeah, but how far is this away from the house? This is like...
Erica, we went 4 blocks, Erica. This is like 4 blocks.
Oh, it is.
Yes, -1 point for Erica's pick. So this one's kind of strange because they don't have any pictures posted of the inside. They want $470,000 for this one. Yeah, this is $470,000. Pretty close to the neighborhood where everybody was watching and filming as that guy was getting the crap kicked out of him in the middle of the street as they were throwing shit through his car window.
I like it. I like this house.
That's the thing, you can't see the inside of it, and that's kind of weird.
That's why you gotta get an open house and ask to see the inside.
The front of it is very well taken care of. You can tell at the front, you know, they care about their landscaping, keeping it nice.
I think probably it's not stage ready. It's probably definitely lived in. So as a result of that, they didn't feel comfortable putting in pictures of the inside yet.
I offer 100K.
No.
100K is fair. No inside
We should
pictures.
do an open house of this place.
Maybe. Maybe not. Next. Erica, what are you doing?
Look how cute he is. Oh, I walked away.
Because I took the camera out, you're shy. Kitty. He sounds just like Oreo.
He does. Look how friendly tuxedo cats are. I don't even know this cat and he's so cute. I just want to take him home.
He walked up to you and he meowed.
I know. Hi, sweetie.
Meow again. Chicken.
I don't have any food on me. Look how low his tuxedo. Look, it's like covering barely his toes. It's so cute. Aww.
Hello. Oh, he's a good kitty. You know, I have bungee cords.
Oh, yeah.
You can take it back.
Look, he wants to go back to Brooklyn.
You want a buffet? Oh, that is not. That's a bit.
Aww.
Oh, look, he's gonna work on my motor.
Oh, you got dirty.
Oh, look at how dirty he is. Can you meow again, boy?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he's trying to knock the bike off. My kickstand is too short.
Oh, he's so cute. I think it's a he. Is it a he?
We found some, see, here's the thing. We went over to the next town, and the moment that we had the sign of the new town, this little guy came out for us. It's his way of saying, get away from that town with Erica's castle.
Oh,
That town with Erica's castle is no good. You want to come by this area where you can find more Oreo cats.
This is a great neighborhood.
I agree. Alright, let's pop back on and get to the next one before the sun
He's
goes
kind of
down.
up there, I think, in age. You can see there's some white hairs. Maybe he's just the...
You want to go or you want to take it?
Huh? I don't think he's going to allow me to take him.
Alright. Time to go.
I'm just going to...
Bye, Oreo. Number 2.
Can I pick you up? Oh, look, I can pick him up. He's so cute.
He lets you pick him up too, just like Oreo.
Look at him. He's so cute.
He's a stray. There's no way in hell that he should be allowing you to do all of this.
Oh, he's so cute. I just
No
want to take him
self-preservation.
home. I just want him to stay safe in there.
All right, this is on the house that was my favorite. We're on the way. We're not near there yet. But this is a public school in this area. You could see this thing looks beautiful. It says Gersh Academy, so I don't know if it's really a public school because honestly it looks way too nice to be a public school. But it says public school in the building, and here's what really got me. Let me just attach the phone to the bicycle for a moment. So I went to a public school in not the worst neighborhood, not the best neighborhood, and we had a football field that was a piece of crap with turf. This public school in this neighborhood has, check this out. A soccer field with fresh grass. Look at this. This is a soccer field over here. Look at this. That's not just grass instead of AstroTurf. That is fresh grass. And again, I'm sure that, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the you know, K through 12 public schooling system as a way to educate kids, but it just says something when the place looks this well taken care of. Anyway, continuing on to the next place. Okay, so over here, when you enter this neighborhood, it says this is a neighborhood watch community, which is really cool. But this is the part that really stunned me. So take a look at the road. Ready? So usually when I'm riding my bike, the road, like every half a block, there's some groin-destroying pothole that you have to avoid. But if you look at this road, you'll see that the entire way, there's not a single dent in this road. This is insanity. And I'm still in New York State, which is crazy, because I would not expect to see something like this in New York. But apparently this is New York, And like this look at that. That is so perfectly smooth. I can actually feel that my rear bike wheel is bent up because the road itself is so smooth. Like I can tell the difference between the bends in my bike and the bends in the road. The other thing that stands out is that that yard has a bench in it, and that yard also has a bench in it. So they believe that in this neighborhood they can put a bench on their lawn and that the next day it'll actually still be there. It won't get stolen, which is just, it's one of those subtle things that just lets you know that you're not where I live anymore, because like it's there and it's going to be there tomorrow, which is beautiful.
Show the sign.
What's
1
that?
hour parking.
1 hour parking?
Yeah, so they have a sign over here that says this is a neighborhood watch community. And then they also have a sign that says from 6 a.m.
6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yeah,
Monday through Friday.
1 hour parking.
In Village of Malvern. 1 hour parking.
That sounds like homeowners association speak to me.
We'll see. I don't think it's homeowners association. It would be sad if it is, because that would make it an impossible option, because there's no way I'm dealing with an HOA. All right, this is 104 Slaby Avenue. This is actually one of my favorites. They're asking $4.99. There's a few things about the neighborhood that I'd like to show before we even go over the house, so just hold on for a moment. The first is over there. You know, you have all the congratulations class of 2020, but people here take such pride in their family that they actually put, you know, the signs with the pictures of their kids on there, which I know is cheesy ass shit, but it's just, like, I'm used to being so far in the other direction entirely that is kind of really cool to see. And here's something else that I want to show. So see here, you have bikes that are on the lawn. So there's a bike on the lawn there, and there's a bunch here, and they're not chained up and they're not locked up at all, but they know that it's not going to get stolen. They can just leave it there. So where I live right now, I have had broken bikes, and I will lock the broken bike to the front gate, and the lock was not able to be cut because it was one of those kryptonite locks that, you know, you need an angle grinder and 5 or 10 loud minutes with. So what they did is they actually destroyed the gate so that they could steal a broken bike that had been locked up for one day because it looked nice. And it's these small little signs, like small things like this, that show you that you're closer to a happy place, when you can see that someone can just leave their bike on the lawn and they don't have to worry about anything. Now, this house over here has a really, really amazingly nice, well put together backyard. The inside of it looks really nice. I'd want to, get a home inspector and do an open house, see what the inside of it all looks like. But this one, they're asking $4.99, and that's actually not bad. Like, they're actually asking for something that is sane. You get a garage in the back. The front is really nicely landscaped. You may want to trim a little bit of it because you can't see anything, or maybe they probably do that on purpose because the sun is shining on them, and this saves them a lot of air conditioning money in the summer.
Privacy too.
You know, they made their own shade over here. Look, like they actually, this is the shadiest house on the block, so all of that stuff is probably done on purpose, so that the top floor is probably really hot. The first floor is probably really nice and cool. But it looks nice. The inside of it looks, put a link down below for you so you want to check out what all these different ones look like. It has a garage. It's fairly roomy inside. And again, the neighborhood itself, hear that? It's calm. It's peaceful. Nobody's beating the shit out of each other or trying to break their car. And like, I wouldn't, I probably shouldn't leave my bike out up front, but if I did, if I came home and I just wanted to use the bathroom and run back out, I would not have to bring my bike inside and then lock it to do so. It's just those nice little touches.
Look at that little, it's like a street hockey.
And they have a little street hockey thing over here as well.
Look, and they leave the sticks on top.
And they leave the sticks on top, and nobody steals them. I mean, I can't, it's crazy. Also, this is a dead-end block, so this looks like the block here is a dead end, so it would be pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I like it. I really like it. I'm going to ask for an open house here, for sure.
By the way, you guys, in case you didn't know, I found this house.
No, she's lying.
No, I found it.
No, she found the one that she loved right next to where everybody was beating the shit out of each other.
I found the castle and I found this house.
Lies.
No, it's correct.
Utter lies.
Nope.
Pictures or it didn't happen,
You found all those overpriced places in Jersey. That's why we're on this side.
Pictures or it didn't happen.
No,
all right, next.
I promise you guys, I'm telling the truth.
Okay, so we're coming up on 3, I think if this is North or South Cambridge Street. Now, one thing I liked about this home is that again, this is in the neighborhood that I like, the really nice neighborhood, but it's the cheapest house in the block in that neighborhood. And you don't really know why because you can't see inside of it. However, the thing is, I don't really want to have a super nice house on a normal block. What I want to have is a really nice block and then have the cheapest house on it, because that tends to be better if you plan on selling in a few years. Like it's better to have the house on the beautiful block with all the high value homes than it is to have the high value whatever on a not so nice block. And I don't know why they were asking something like $350 something for this one. It's 3. Actually, maybe this is why it doesn't exist. Yeah, it's 3 North Cambridge. That's 9, and that's 1. Okay, so apparently there's 2 different Cambridge streets and they're right next to each other. There's North Cambridge Street and Cambridge Street. Not North and South Cambridge Street, just North Cambridge Street and Cambridge Street. Troll. So, as I was saying, what I liked about this one is that when I looked it up, every other house on this block was selling for about $100,000 to $150,000 more than this particular house. Which begs the question, what makes this house worth $100,000 to $150,000 less? Because if it's not $100,000 worth of damage inside of it, then it's not that bad.
Oh, jeez.
But actually, yeah, this kind of looks like a... Okay, so let's assess. How bad, Erica? So the front of it does not look beautiful. Like, yeah, the front of it looks a little 1890-ish right above the door frame over there. But is that really like the end of the world kind of thing?
You don't even have a backyard, really. Yeah, you don't have a backyard.
The main thing I really like about this one, what I like about this is that it's cheap house, expensive neighborhood. Which from just a purely, are you getting much for your money standpoint, as long as the inside is not $200,000 to $400,000 worth of damage, is not bad. Again, it's one of those things where you need an inspector, you need a contractor to look through it with you, and you need to do an open house. But I would have this on the open house list just because the price is so low for the neighborhood. But I would want to know why. Because the neighborhood is beautiful, the neighborhood is nice. I like the block, I like the way everything looks here. The people here are nice. People were actually waving at Erica.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How come it seems like the nicely paved pavement stops right at this house?
Yeah, that's...
Like, something tells me, so you're responsible for your pavement in front of it, too, yeah?
No, look, the grass over there is really nice. You see how the grass looks on their house, and then on this one, the grass is kind of...
but I'm talking about the walking squares. You see the walking squares?
Yeah, I see the walking squares, too. It's all of it. This is kind of more dilapidated. But the question then becomes, is this dilapidated to a point where it's worth $100,000 to $150,000 less than the others? Also, this was recently listed for sale, so the next question is your opening price open to an offer? Which, again, you'd have to see the inside of it. You'd have to get an idea what's going on before you make that offer. But, yeah, this is definitely on the list. Because, yeah, I like the neighborhood. I like the schools here. I like the character, everything. Nice neighborhood. House kind of looks a little shitty, but it's nothing that I don't think is not totally fixable.
You know what the thing is? I mean, like, if you see the front, like, I don't like the shingles in the front. If you remove the shingles and you put, like, glass panels, it'll look much nicer.
It really would. And again, the question is that $150,000 worth of renovations there, or is that like $6,000 to $12,000 worth kind of thing? But you have to see the inside. You can't tell shit from this. But this is definitely on the list. I definitely want to check this place out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
It says for sale by owner, so we'll see. All right, so let's just take a ride around the block. See what else is here. But you can see this is a really nice block. It's a nice area in general, but particularly nice block. My hand is not much of a gimbal. I'm not a gimbal person because it requires that you have a bag to carry it around in, and I just don't really want to carry around a bag with a gimbal.
What? That house, the dilapidated one, actually does have a backyard of some sort.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, see, like this?
Like this one's beautiful, see?
Yeah.
Because they put a lot of effort into their lawn and also the front.
Yeah. But the front thing, that can be easily fixed. You just make the entryway look nice. I think if you got rid of those shingles and you just put a glass pane over there, it will look much nicer.
Yeah, you just got to figure out the history and have someone who knows what they're doing show up. One of the great things about the whole Eugene experience for me is that I learned a bunch of stuff that would apply to not getting screwed over when purchasing a house.
Look at these houses. Though.
Yeah, like this is beautiful.
Jeez.
It's kind of old, rustic. This is kind of, you know, a Hansel and Gretel in the woods kind of house.
I like that look.
I know, I actually do like that look too, which is weird because the end of that story is you get eaten and killed and all that stuff. But like, just look at that. I really do like the Hansel and Gretel look of 167 over here. See that?
Yeah.
Look at this. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's old, but nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. All right, this one is in the same neighborhood. It's on a dead-end street, which again is, you know, going to be a nice, happy little dead block. And on this side of the block, you only have 2 houses, which is pretty cool. So you're going to be fairly on your own. Also, the lawn here is really nice. I remember when I was a kid, I used to this one kid who had a large lawn at the ends of the block, a large backyard. It was the only one in the whole neighborhood we could play football in. I really enjoyed that. And this looks like, you know, this has around the same kind of feel to it. They want $569,000. The inside looks all right. It doesn't look crazy. Like the other one was $499 and this one's $569. I don't really see what makes this house worth $69,000 more than the one that was on Slaby. I really don't see it being worth an additional. Maybe again, this is the kind of thing you really got to work out in an open house. This is the kind of thing you got to work out in an open house. Like what makes this one worth $69,000 more than the other one? But the lawn is gigantic. The lawn is beautiful. The shrubbery is really nice. It doesn't look like from what you see in the pictures that the place is messed up at all. But again, you have to have a home inspector and all that go through and a contractor just to make sure you're not getting screwed before you buy it. I really like this neighborhood. I got to say, of all the places that we've been driving through, this is my favorite. This is by far my favorite neighborhood. What do you think, Erica?
This is a really nice neighborhood. I will agree with you. This is a really nice neighborhood. I agree. It's very serene and safe, and you see people just leave their, you know, shiny bikes right on the yard with no, you know, with no regard. Because they know it's safe. Yeah. Neighborhood watch is definitely in control here.
They are. There's somebody staring out the window at me right now.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
No, seriously. Like, look behind you.
Oh. Let's go.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, let's get out of here before that guy calls 911. All right, this is going to be 111 Horton. And this one, I think they want 629 or 639 or something like that. But it doesn't appear to be much bigger or better from my memory than the ones that were in the 499 to 569 range. So I definitely would want to ask what makes this one so much better. It also has that design where the garage is not even. So see over here you have the garage is, you know, an even level, and over there the garage is on a decline. So you have to worry about whether or not the garage floods if you get a hurricane or anything like that. Which really begs the question, why is it that this one costs more money than the houses that don't have that as a liability? Although I do like that the garage is attached to the house. If I want to mess with my bafang, I don't have to actually go outside the house in order to go to the garage and mess with my bafang, which, let's face it, once I actually have a place to mess with my bafang at home, I'm going to be messing with it all day. The front of it does look really nice. The front of it looks nice over here. Here, come over here so we can see that round window. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the stone. The stone could be what's making it so expensive.
Maybe.
But that round window looks really cool. I really like that round window over there.
That's a peeper window.
I like it. Here, Erica, come.
I don't want to. It's like no privacy. You gotta tint it or something.
Erica, be a better tripod. Come.
Well, no, I don't want to. Yeah.
There.
I don't like the window. I don't really like the window. I don't like how you can look. Look, you're going straight through the bathroom. Do you see that?
So?
That's a bathroom curtain.
I'm a YouTuber.
Jeez, I don't like
This
it.
will be my OnlyFans page, but it'll be an actual OnlyFans window.
You walk out of the shower and the whole freaking neighborhood can see you. That is
It'll be my
clearly a
amaranth
shower
window.
curtain inside.
That's my amaranth window right there.
That's terrible.
No, what's wrong with it?
No wonder why they're selling it. They should have tinted that window.
I'll-
Look at that. You get a straight, clear view of someone walking right
I'll
out of the
offer
shower.
a solid $350K for this. What do you think?
jeez.
$350K?
Oh, they're not even going to listen to you.
I like it. It looks cool.
I
It
know
looks
you,
like
you think it looks cool because if someone lived there, you could get a peep show.
I'm not feeling the whole like 620 to 650 thing, but it definitely looks cool. It's in the list if they're willing to take a severe reduction in the asking price, because I don't see what makes. Again, it's the same neighborhood. It's the same general kind of house as the rest of them. I don't see what makes this worth $100,000 to $150,000 better than the other ones that were in good condition
I
that
don't
we
see
saw.
it either.
But it is nice, so I will put it on the list if they're willing to reduce their asking price considerably. I mean, I'm going to be asking everybody to reduce their asking price considerably. Corona economy, but
Oh, whatever. Okay.
but maybe it's a dead end. No, because you're on a dead end street. It's probably the tree. Actually, here's what it probably is. Look, see this tree over here? That's shade. So that in the summer, your energy bill is going to be much lower. Look at this. I know this because my parents had the exact same thing, but they also had the downside that my mother refused to get cable or anything of any kind like that. She was using an antenna, and she had all these trees. So we never got any reception. That's why I didn't get to see a lot of TV shows as a kid. But it did drastically reduce the energy bill in the summer. So see all these trees over here, Erica? The air conditioning bill here is going to be much lower than the houses on that end of the block because of this. But again, that's not like, no, you're not asking an additional $150,000 for your house because of trees. But I would definitely want to open house it. I think this is on the list of open house. You just got to.
Okay, let's go.
And if they don't take my reduced offer now,
offer 50% off.
end of the year, Erica, end of the year, trust me.
No, it's not.
This economy has been, before Corona, like pre-Corona, this economy was a bubble and a joke, and it had to come down.
Okay, you know what?
It's definitely
I
going to
think
come
maybe
down.
15%, maybe 20%, but it's not going to be 50%, that's for sure. Because all the people who are multi-millionaires are going to sweep in and buy the homes before it even hits 50%.
The multimillionaires are bigger lowballers than I am.
No, they aren't.
Yeah, they are.
No, they aren't.
How do you think they became multimillionaires? They're fucking cheapskates. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, which is actually my favorite of all of them. All right, this one was my all-time favorite, even though it was fairly expensive. This is pretty out of the budget, so I'd have to lowball pretty hard here.
More than your 50%?
The reason I liked it was because of the entranceway. I know it seems stupid that I'm putting so much focus in the entryway, but when you walk in and you see what this looks like if that's what you're walking into every time you walk into your house, that's just got to be awesome. It really does look very unique and very cool. You have this really large front yard, but that's the thing. I'd rather have a big backyard than a big front yard.
Me too. I don't like not having a backyard.
Yeah, because there's the same thing with that castle house, is that you have a really large front yard, but a big backyard is nicer than a big front yard. But you can see the place looks really nice, and again, this is in this lovely neighborhood that I like.
This is your top pick, right?
This was my top pick, but it's not the most realistic. My other top picks were the ones from, I think the Slaby Avenue one, and I forget the other one. I'll know when I get home because I have it all on the list. But yeah, this thing is awesome. It's just out of budget, but I would still kind of want to tour it just because.
Open house,
yeah, I'll definitely do an open house of this one.
And the castle.
Yeah. Oh no, not the castle.
Yeah, no,
Screw the castle.
Open house of the castle.
You know, I'll drop you off over there. How about that?
No,
We'll see how you get home.
Open house of the
castle. See if you get home.
No, let's do an open house of the castle.
Fine. Why do you keep calling it a castle?
It looks like a castle. It looks like something off
castle.
Disney.
Wait, this is a nice block. The one thing here is also this is on one of the main throughways, so you're going to hear the cars going back and forth there. However, as you can see, this is the kind of traffic that you get in this neighborhood during rush hour. So something tells me that this is not going to be ear-bleeding traffic.
Wait, what time is it right now?
Like 6 or 7 o'clock.
It's 6 and 7 o'clock is not considered rush hour. This is just normal traffic.
No, 5 o'clock is when you leave work. 6 o'clock is when you're going to make it back here because this is kind of far away from the city if you're in a car.
Okay.
But this is pretty nice. I like it, and what I really like. I know it's stupid. I understand I'm being very ignorant right now, but that entryway is really so nice that it got my attention. But again, it's not worth $674 just for an entryway. I'll give him a solid like $375K.
What?
$375K. I'll offer $375K.
Mr.
We'll do an open
Lobo.
house. Listen, Corona economy, Erica. Corona economy.
50%. I don't think so. I keep telling you that.
These prices have been inflated, Erica, for over 5 years. They've been inflated for no good reason. Corona economy. It's going to bring things back to normal.
You sound like a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Do.
It's not a conspiracy when it's true, Erica.
So if that happens in New York, you imagine it's going to be nationwide then, right?
Yeah.
So
All right,
Hawaii will drop by 50% as well then.
Hawaii doesn't have as much corona as New York does.
We still have cases.
I don't think it's fair to compare because New York was hit worse than most of the other ones, and we also had like probably one of the longest and strictest shutdowns combined with one of the worst hit places with coronavirus, combined with the fact that this place was one of the most expensive places to live in the first place, which was barely justified at all. So when you add all that stuff in, I think that housing prices will be reflecting that. We'll see.
I still don't think it's going to be 50%. I think 20% max.
We will see.
We'll see who wins the bet, me or him. 20% or 50%.
One way to find out, all right? All right, so I will see you all later. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something.
We're going to do open houses next.
Open houses come next.